Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, students. How are you doing? I hope that you're doing great. I'm your instructor Zia Hamid. Students, welcome to English grade 11, and today we are going to talk about our another students learning outcome of reading and critical thinking. It means that we have to enhance our reading competency, reading comprehension, which means understanding when we are reading any kind of text. And in order to show this, we write summaries and précis, and we also paraphrase sentences or paragraphs or text to show our comprehension accordingly. Now, today, students, this is our lecture 4A in the series of Unit 4 lectures. The learning outcome that we have today is very simple and easy. It says practice précis writing skills. And we will do this extensively when we will be in our writing competency lecture ahead. So in this part of the lecture today, we are going to see that and we are going to learn the rules for writing précis. So this is the learning outcome and it is the gist of it. Here, students, before we dive into the definitions of précis, why do we write them, consider this brainstorming prompt that you can see on the screen. Think about a time when you had to summarize a very long conversation, article, or book for someone. Now, when you summarize it, what are some strategies and techniques that you use to shorten the conversation, the article, or any kind of book? How did you decide which parts were the most important that needs to be included in that summary? What strategies did you use to make sure your summary was clear and concise? So how did you summarize a very long text, the original text, into something very short, maybe 1/4 or 1/5 of the total length of the original passage? So recall your memory and share your experience with others. I can wait for you. You can pause the video and write down or talk about your strategies or techniques to make the conversation text very short. Of course, you are going to include the main points that cannot be avoided at any cost. All right. Now, I hope that you have got the idea of what the lecture is about. This is about actually reading something, understanding it fully. We are not going to skim or scan. We are going to read everything intensively without missing any kind of word, so that we can shorten it, we can summarize it according to the précis format and length. All right. Now, what is précis writing? Let's understand it. Précis writing is actually summarizing a comprehension in limited words. Yes, we have a word limit that is need to be taken seriously. It covers all the important aspects and details of the passage given. Just the important aspects, important idea, or any detail that is the soul of that passage or that text. We do not miss that. We are actually summarizing, but with a limit. Now, we are also not avoiding any kind of important detail or idea. So, précis writing is summarizing with a limit. I hope that you can remember it. And now, let's talk about where does the word précis comes from. Notice that the S is silent, and usually précis is written with an apostrophe or a sign on the letter E. So, because the origin of the word précis is not English, this comes from the Latin précieux or précisus and the Old French word précis. Right. So, this is actually the etymology of the word précis. It means that this means abrupt, abridged, cut off, or shortened. Just like we do in our Pressy writing, we abruptly make some changes. We do the abridged form. Abridged means that you are shortening it. You are cutting off unnecessary, non-important details or ideas, and you are shortening it. So Pressy has multiple meanings. It means abrupt, abridged, to cut off, or to shorten or shortened anything. The word Pressy is pronounced with a silent S. Here is the pronunciation key, or the word that you can use to say it. So it's Pressy or Pressy. All right. Now, here is the graphical representation using a picture where there is a filter. Let's filter out the text. So we have a very extended passage, a long text, or any paragraph. So what do? The passage has examples, lists, comparisons, main ideas, supporting details. This is what a passage is made up of. But when we are using and filtering using our Pressy filter, we are actually left with relevant details and summary of the extended passage. So we have so many things, but the end result would be few lines, shortened paragraph or passage or text with only relevant details and summary. We have extracted comparisons, we have eliminated examples, we have eliminated lists, and we are left with a very few things. This will complete our word limit as well that we have for Pressy writing. All right. Now, what are the things that are included in a very good Pressy? Students, you know that Pressy is written by you. It is checked to show and to check your understanding. So we have to write a very good Pressy of good quality. So a good quality Pressy has clarity. It means everything is clear, correctness, objectivity, coherence, and conciseness. Let's talk about these different qualities one by one. So first, our Pressy should be clear. It means it should make sense and it should not exclude anything that is not adding up into the Pressy. Next, we have correctness. It means the Pressy should give you a very good understanding and correct information from the original text. You cannot make it incorrect, illogical, or non-factual. Next is your objectivity. It means just like objective summary, we are going to write our Pressy with objectivity, not including our opinions, interpretations, and biases. The Pressy should include facts and facts only, not your personal interpretation or explanation. So you have to keep it objective. Then we have coherence. It means that every sentence, every line of your Pressy should be connected. It should have coherence with each sentence or line. And lastly, you have to make it concise. It means short. No matter if you have good command on the English language, you cannot make the Pressy longer than it is asked for. So you have to follow the correct limit of writing a Pressy. You have to make it short. Even if the original text is complicated and lengthy, your Pressy should always be concise and not exceeding the word limit. So I hope that by following these 5 qualities of Pressy, now you can write and you can identify a good Pressy based on the criteria of these 5 qualities that we have discussed. So till now, I hope that we are very much clear about everything. Moving on, let's look at the format. Yes, just like any other writing form, we need to follow a correct format for writing a Pressy. So what is the format? First, you will give a title. to your shortened version or your short summary, which we call Pressy. There should be a title. Then you have to include introduction of the text. One sentence. With one sentence, you have to introduce the text, that what is it about. And then you have to overview of main arguments of the passage. If the passage is containing arguments, one or more than one, then you have to review them. Just give a quick overview, go through them very quickly without going into the detail. And then at the last, as we always do, we conclude everything. So there would be a brief, a very short statement or sentence that will conclude the Pressy. So it should conclude the Pressy very much. So you have title, introduction, overview of main arguments, and brief statement that conclude your Pressy. So this is the format that we need to keep in mind when we are writing, or even when we are identifying or checking a good Pressy. So this is the criteria and benchmark, and this is the format that we need to follow. Next up, we have some do's and don'ts that you need to consider when you're writing a Pressy. These are some do's. It means that you must follow these instructions. Read all the text carefully and identify the main points or the main idea. Now, we do not want to skip anything in the text. Next one, we focus on the main points of the given text, and it is best to avoid adding any irrelevant information. Only relevant information can be added, no irrelevant information. And we are going to focus on the main points. Next up, we have to write a concise summary of the text which reflects all the main points of it. All the main points, without going into the detail, can be summarized in few lines according to the length of the Pressy. These are your do's and must follow steps for writing a Pressy. Next up, let's look at the don'ts of Pressy writing. First, avoid including your personal opinion. We have to make the Pressy objective. Yes. We don't want to make it subjective. Objectivity is the key to include over here. Then, rewrite or summarize the entire text. We do not want to rewrite everything, or we do not want to summarize as we usually do in our summaries. It means that we have to summarize, but in a very short way, and we do not want to copy the original text as it is, or we do not want to copy some lines, even one line from the original text. Then avoid adding any superfluous details. Details that are just telling you the working of something or going into the depth of the topic of the original text without going into the detail. Just give a quick overview of the main points, and then you can conclude your Pressy. So these are all the don'ts that you have for Pressy writing. Here is an example. Let me read it for you. The internet has revolutionized the way we communicate and access information. With the click of a button, we can connect with people around the world, share ideas, and stay informed about current events. This instant access to vast amounts of information has both positive and negative implications. On the positive side, it allows for unprecedented global connectivity and the democratization of knowledge. However, it also raises concerns about privacy, misinformation, and the potential for online abuse. As we navigate this digital age, it is essential to strike a balance between the benefits and challenges posed by the internet. So, can we go for the title? Yes, this is about the usage of internet. So you can put a title on the Pressy. This is our original text, and now we want to summarize it. We want to write a Pressy on it. Now, you can see the difference between the length. You can even shorten it further to actually make it look like a good and a great Pressy. The internet's transformative impact on communication and information retrieval is evident. Instant global connectivity and knowledge democratization are positive outcomes. Yet, concerns arise regarding privacy, misinformation, and online abuse. Striking a balance between the benefits and challenges of the digital age becomes crucial. So this is the summarization. This is the précis of the whole text that we have read previously in the previous slide. So you have noticed that we skipped most of the details. We have used our own words so that we can shorten the text and any original passage. All right. So I hope that this example proves to be very much beneficial. Let's talk about the length of the précis over here, which is very much important. It can be 100 to 200 words, or approximately 1/5 to 1/6 of the length of the original reading or the original text. So count the words, count the lines, and make it 1/5 or 1/6 of the original passage, and that would be your perfect précis word count. All right, students, let's talk about the worksheet as we are wrapping up our lecture. Here you have two original passages, one on this page and next one is on the other page. The space is given for you to write a précis. Notice how many words there are and you have to shorten it. Give a suitable title to your précis as well and follow all the instructions that we have learned about in this lecture. Thank you, students. I hope that now we are very much clear about it. So students, if you have any kind of question, you can straight away ask online students over there. Okay, we are good. And students who are watching on YouTube, you can type it in the comment below. You can let us aware of your understanding. You can pose some questions as well. They will be answered. Thank you so much. This is all about précis writing, and when we will be talking about writing competency, we will see précis writing in detail with all the minor and major details that we have. I hope that this lecture is very much beneficial. Now all you have to do is take up any large passage, any longer text, and try to summarize it using all the things that we have learned today. Take care of yourselves. I'll catch you up with the next video lecture. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.